Hello, it's Steve with Desert Dwellers, and today we're going to be looking at some scopes. Alright, as you can see, I got a few scopes in front of me. From the most magnification all the way down to literally none. Alright, so we're going to start with the ATN X-Sight 2 HD. Now this one I've done a few videos on already, so you can go into my channel, look at them. This is a day-night scope. It basically is a television camera up front here with a focusing knob, little LED, LCD screen in the back that you're going to look at. So it's a little digital camera. It records sound, 1080p video. It's wireless, it has GPS in it, does all kinds of stuff. I do have it mated onto a NC Star quick release mount, because I'm eventually going to get this scope set up on 4 different rifles of mine. Smith & Wesson 22 rifle, an actual AR-15 223 rifle, a Mossberg bolt action 223, and then a Savage bolt action 22. Those are my 4 main rifles, and I want this to be sighted in with all of them, and it's capable of doing that. You put in your profile name, you know, whatever you want. You sight it in for that rifle, so when you move to the next rifle, you just put that rifle in and tell it which rifle it's on, and it'll remember where to put the crosshairs, which is really cool. Okay, very expensive, paid just under $600, not counting tax, but I love it. Focusing turret, as I mentioned in my videos. A little stiff, but not bad. It's mainly used for just the video you're shooting, which is really cool because it's something I've been wanting to do all year. I do got the battery pack for it, and again, that's another video. But all in all, wonderful scope, and I love it. Now, this scope, it's big, it's heavy, it's over 2 pounds. I got it because I want to be able to video what I'm doing out there. And that's what all scopes are about. What kind of scope you want? What are you going to be doing with it? What do you want to do with it? Now, as we move down the line here, this is a Nikon ProStaff 223 scope. I got this put on, again, with a quick release mount, NC Star. Just bought a bunch of these, so I got to get all my rifles sighted back in. But it's for my Mossberg bolt action 223, and that's the one I got. I got the bipod on, I got the suppressor on it. Has a really great trigger pull, it's really accurate, so I wanted a really good 3x9 scope for it. It has bullet drop compensating reticles inside. You can go on Nikon's website, tell them what round you're shooting. They have this little matrix thing, and it tell you, you know, what your zero is. When you put in, it's sighted in for 100 yards. It will tell you what each circle means at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power. Normally I keep it on 3. Again, nice scope, more of a hunting scope, but it's on a bolt action rifle. So I don't need a lot of fancy stuff. I do need to get my elevation, and I don't like to adjust the turrets actually. So I love those little bullet drop compensating reticles that I get an idea of how high I got to raise the rifle to shoot. So now my next one in line is basically the same scope, only in a 22 format, 22 rimfire. Again, Nikon ProStaff 3x9 with the 22 rimfire bullet drop compensating reticle. 3x9, basically the same. Again, quick release mount. For the same purpose, it's on a bolt action rifle. The rifle's slow, so I wanted a really good scope that I can aim, has really refined crosshairs. Again, great little scope, but again, for that particular rifle, that's what I want for it. Now, this next one, I picked up my new AR-15 here a few weeks ago. I like scopes on rifles. I just like them better. Open sights are good, but I obviously have scopes on all my rifles. So this is the Osprey Global Signature Series 3x9 with the illuminated reticles, red, blue, and green, and it has the flip-up dust caps, so you can be a little bit faster. One's a little stiff, not too bad. Again, quick release mount, Now I do got the bullet drop compensating turret, so you basically, you get the scope sighted in at 100 yards, you move your turret, you loosen up the screws, pull it off, align it to a little dot right here where it says 100 yards, and it's calibrated to a 223. Again, it's kind of generic, but you move it up to 200 yards, it should raise your reticles, so you hit at 200 yards, 300, 400, 500. A little bit more compact than the larger hunting scopes, but that's what I wanted for my AR-15. So, and the illuminated reticles, because you might be using it in low light conditions. Alright, the next one. Now this one I actually don't have it on a rifle right now, but my buddy has one. I bought 2 of them for my 2 Smith & Wesson 22s. They're good scopes, but they have a very heavy crosshair, very thick. They're 4 power, so you get out a little bit a ways, 50, 60, 70 yards, and the damn crosshairs are as wide as a rabbit. So for me, not that good, even though my buddy has been quite good. He's done 100-yard shots on with this scope and a Smith & Wesson M&P 15-22 rifle. Now this does have a quick release mount, which was one of the reasons I did buy it. The optics are good on it, it's just it does have that heavy crosshair, and it does have the illuminated reticles. Again, I believe these are red, blue, and green, if not just red and green, but currently it's not mated to a rifle. Now the one that is mated to a rifle is this Halcyon, anyway, it's a generic scope, generic name. Aim Sport comes out with it, you know, might see them with the things here and then the iron sights on top. Again, it's a 4 power, has a little horseshoe, half horseshoe, reticle, red, blue, green, quick release mount. I love the optics on it, and I wanted a short little scope. This is for my little short Smith & Wesson, my SBR, short barrel rifle, but it has an extremely close eye relief. Extremely, and I don't think I like that. In fact, to show you, this is the SBR, and as you can see, this rail I had to put on, it's as far back as it's going to go, because the pin that locks it in is on this arm, and see how much farther it comes off across the charging arm. And I still got to put this all the way in the back to lock it down. And look how far that scope sits back there, man. Here we're talking way back, and that gets it lined up to my eye where the eye relief. So it's pretty good, and it probably will work for me, but as you can see, very, very short eye relief. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy that in the long run. So it's one of those time will tell kind of things. So, all right, the next scope in line is an old NC Star, North Chinese optics company. Anyway, I've had a lot of their products. Now this is actually my girlfriend's scope. It used to be mine when I had my Colt Sporter, and you notice it has a weird looking mount. Well, this mount is for the old A2 uppers on the AR-15s. You know, the carry handle has a little hole in the middle, fits in the groove. This little screw has a couple of spring, kind of flat spring, that when you screw it on, it grabs the inside of the handle and holds it fairly tight. Now I used to have this Colt Sporter years ago with, I sold it well over a decade ago, and the groove in the handle was not milled perfectly. Colt's quality control, which is why I won't own a Colt now per se. That is actually built by Colt. I'm still mad at them. But this was the only scope I ever got to work for that rifle, and I had tried all kinds of mounts and stuff. So when I got rid of the rifle, I kept a scope. My girlfriend now has a Bushmaster with the A2 upper, so she likes this little 4-power scope. Has a little pop-up rings and stuff, and she can hit the little 3-4 inch clay pigeons, set them up on the hillside, out like 100 yards, 150 yards, and she'll take them out one by one all day long. Next, I don't even know who makes this. The box had no name on it whatsoever. We bought it about a dozen years ago. I got one. One of my brothers bought 2 of them. Another one bought another one. We bought a few of them. They were like $200. It's about a 2.5 power. It's less power than the 4s, so I know it's not a 4. Has illuminated reticle. Has a really refined reticle in there. Really nice. Mill dot. It's just, they work really good. I did recently put it on yet another quick release mount. This is one I use on my larger long barrel Smith & Wesson 22 that I use my rabbit hunting with. We do a lot of spotlighting, and this larger 42mm objective lens lets in so much more light at night. It's beautiful, it's real easy. These guys, they don't let in a whole lot of light, even with the spotlight. This one lets in a lot of light, can see it really good. Like I said, I don't know who makes it. It's a generic, it looks like the old ACOG, which is, you know, $1,000 scope. It is not, but it's been working great. It's held up to I've had it on AR-15s, I've had it on 22s, Ruger 1022s, all kinds of different guns. It's just been a really good scope all these years. I know someday it's probably going to break on me. Actually, rifle fell a couple years ago and put a nice little dent across it. Doesn't seem to matter. It still works great. And my last, well, it's not really a scope at all. It's a red dot from Rio Rand. It's just a generic little red dot. 4 little different reticle pieces, you know, little lines. I got a little circle with a dot in it I like most. It's red and green, but instead of just a fixed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it actually has more of a rheostat, so it gradually increases. Not like it's a big deal. I usually use the lowest setting anyway, especially at night. I bought this for my AR-15, so even though I love scopes, even down at 3 power, this thing, if you get too close and within about 50 feet, you're not seeing much with that thing. So I just wanted a little backup, so when I shoot close, when I'm playing around and want to shoot, you know, from 10 to 50 feet, I got my little red dot, which works better because it's no magnification, doesn't distort anything for you. So anyway, again, your scopes are going to be, what are you going to use it for? Are you going to record your shooting or hunting trips? My bolt actions, mainly they're just range guns. I keep bipods on them. I shoot them at the range, benched. So I wanted really good scopes that, you know, Nikons are a good brand, but I didn't care about the length and the size or the weight. Didn't bother me. AR-15, I wanted it more compact to make the AR look better. Plus I wanted a fixed power, of course, or excuse me, variable power 3 to 9 with illuminating reticles and no dots. 4 powers for even more compact. 4 powers, even more. You know, little 4 power old ones for just blanking. Now you notice a couple of these, they don't have any kind of covers for them, and that's easily solved. I got me the Scope Shields brand I bought years ago, and you can get them from Amazon. And basically, it's just a neoprene sleeve that sets over the scope. Now this part here, you can actually slip it over your buttstock, so you can't lose it. And you just pull it off, and it just hangs on your rifle like such. Got a rifle right here. Why don't we show you? So you can do that, and it'll still sit up on the scope. I never really put it over. I don't care. I haven't lost it yet. I've had it for about a dozen years. So you don't have to worry about not having scope covers, because you can get something that will cover it. They're like $16, $17 off Amazon, and there's a lot of different companies that make it. So basically, there's a scope out there for you. Whatever you want, whatever kind of one you want, whether it's an inexpensive NC Star, inexpensive knockout, or knockoffs, to actually low-level Nikons. Nikons do get more pricier than what I paid for the Pro Staffs. When you go up to the Monarch series and things like that, they, you know, 2 and 3 times the cost of this. You can go up with the Swarovskis and stuff, which are $1,500, $1,600 or more. It's what you want to pay, what you want. There's going to be a scope out there.